There were two men named Sok and Sam who lived in two different villages and had different opinions. Sok put manure in a jar and sealed it and labeled as fermented fish, while Sam made a little sword and put it in a big scabbard. Sam took his sword over his shoulder to sell, and Sok took his jar of fermented fish to sell too. Sok went from here and Sam came from there. When they met each other, Sok called out, "Come to buy my fermented fish. My fermented fish is delicious and boneless. You can make soup or eat it fresh. Come on and buy it." Sam answered warmly, "I am sorry, because I can't sell my sword. I don't have any money. Could you exchange your fermented fish and my sword?" Suddenly, Sok saw the long sword and said, "Yes." Sam gave the sword to Sok and spoke proudly, "My sword is very sharp. I made it from magnet. Don't open it unless you need it. You can't open it now, because if you open it on the way home, you could not put it in, and you will be blinded. I am very sorry to sell it. If I weren't starving, I would not have sold it to you." Sok gave the jar of his fermented fish to Sam and told him, "My fermented fish is it very delicious. You can open it when you eat it. Don't open it right now, because it will be spoiled. I want to tell you how to eat it. If you want to eat it at the same time that you open it, this is very delicious." They went back home. When Sam arrived home, he told his wife cook soon, "I have some fermented fish." His wife asked him, "Where did you get?" "I got it from Sok. I exchanged my little sword with Sok for this fermented fish," said Sam. His wife was very happy and thought, "My husband knows how to trade a little sword for delicious fermented fish." Then she washed a dish to put the fermented fish in, and she opened the jar with a blunt knife, and then she put her hand in the jar to take out the fermented fish and put it in the dish to steam it. The manure was on her fingers. Then she put them in her mouth to taste it and said, "Wow, the fermented fish stinks like manure. Come and taste it." When her husband tasted it, he said sourly, "It is manure." She vomited and offended her husband. When Sok arrived home, he told his wife, "One jar of manure can be exchanged for a long sword." Meanwhile, when a dog urinated on the flowers, Sok threw the sword at the dog to stay him with the sharp sword. When he opened it, he saw the sword was too short. Then he came into the house to show his lovely wife, and then they laughed. Finally, Sok told his wife, "Sam is clever as I am. I want him to be my friend, and I will play tricks on people with him." Sok went back to see Sam and he met him on the way. When Sam saw Sok, he asked him with smile widely, "Where are you going?" "I come to see you and ask you to be my friend," said Sok. "I come to ask you to be my friend too," said Sam. Then they went to a rich man's house. The rich man had just died and was in the coffin to be burned. All the rich man's family wept. Sam and Sok asked the neighbors, "Why do they weep?" The neighbors told them, "The rich man has died." The two friends then planned to write a false letter to show the rich man's family and to tell them that the rich man gave this letter to one of them before he had died to come to take his goods. One of them went stealthily into the coffin, and the other took the false letter to the rich man's family. None in the rich man's family saw the one who crept stealthily into the coffin, because all the laymen poured over prayer, book to pray, and the entire family was grieving. Sok took the false letter to show them. They read, "The poor boy, called Sok, is my foster son. Now I am old. Oh son, come to take the goods." The members of the rich man's family did not agree with him, because the letter has no signature and stamp. Sok told them, "Please ask your father who is in the coffin. If he does not talk, I am playing tricks on you." The rich man's son called his father in the coffin. Sam, who was in the coffin, answered, "Did you give a letter to your son to take the good?" The son said, "Yes, I did." "Load my goods in a big cart and give it to him," said Sam. The son was duped by the tricks of Sam and Sok. Then they were very angry with their strange father who died and talked. They wanted to open the coffin, but the relatives said that if someone saw the corpse would frighten them at night. So they believed the relatives, and then they gave the goods to Sok. They pulled a big cart full of the goods and grieved, because they were sorry for their goods. Sok rode the cart full of the goods to his house. Sam crept out of the coffin and ran to meet Sok, and both thought, "Now we have a lot of goods, but we are hungry. If we stop to cook, it may be that some thieves will come to rob our goods. Now Sok, wait for me here. I go to beg food for you." Sam went to a village to beg food. When he got some food, he put poison in the food, because he wanted to kill Sok and take all the goods. While Sam went to beg food from people, Sok set a trap to kill Sam, because he wanted to own all the goods too. That time Sam ate some food and brought some food for Sok, but he putted the poison in the food for Sok. When Sam came from begging food, the trap killed him. Then Sok saw Sam die. He went straight to eat the food, and then he died too. After they died, the oxen pulled the cart with goods away, and they broke off the yoke. the cart full of goods got stuck by the lake. In the morning, a man came and saw the car full of goods. He was happy but afraid. He thought, a poor person never has goods like this. If I take these goods home, it may be dangerous. Then he pulled the cart into the river and came back home. When the man reached home, he wanted to test his wife, and he thought, if my wife is a good woman, I will take all the goods home. If I tell her something, she may tell someone, and I will give all the goods to the government. I want only freedom. He told his wife when I went to the restroom. One crow flew out from my anus. But you must not tell it to anyone. It is not good to tell about me. If anyone knows that, and we cannot give the proof, I shall be labeled as lie, or may be put in the prison. His wife went to tell someone that her husband went to the restroom. Their 2 crows flew out from his anus, and she said, do not tell anyone. 1 crow from the man's anus got out from mouth to mouth until it became 10 crows. When the king heard this story, he told his men to bring that man to him, and then the king asked him, is it true or not? The man told the king, sir, I told a lie to my wife, because I wanted to know whether she would tell it to somebody or not, because I saw a cart full of goods. The man told the king and pointed out that place where the cart was to the king. The king gave half of the goods to the man, and he lived happily ever after.